Peace within, guys. That's what this one's about. Inner peace. Learning to shut down that overthinking mind. Most of us don't realise that peace isn't found in the world around us. It's found and built inside ourselves. We can have all the money, success, even respect, but if your inner world is chaos, then none of it feels like enough. So how do we find real peace within ourselves, no matter what's happening outside? Firstly, I'm going to break it down. Guess what the first one is? Shutting this thing down. How much is our overthinking and overanalyzing causing so much chaos in our heads? Peace isn't the absence of problem, but it's the presence of an inner strength within yourself. When we have peace within, it shows up every area of our lives, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Our relations feel safer, our work becomes sharper, our bodies feel lighter, we're not feeling the stress in our bodies. Our minds aren't constantly at war with ourselves, the 110 things we've got on the list. But we guys, for some reason, we've never been taught how to cultivate this inner peace within ourselves. What we're taught is the opposite, to push harder, to fight battles on the outside. But really, how do we calm the storm inside? Well, today I want to give you some ideas, step by step, on how to calm that storm on the inside. Bringing peace to ourselves is one of the greatest gifts we'll give ourselves. Why do we struggle? With the reason behind the restlessness that we men carry. What does the peace within actually look like? Not just in theory, but how it feels in daily life. It's a beautiful gift. I'm going to give a story about finding peace. It's a simple, powerful example of a client that I've worked with. The 3 steps every man can practice to build lasting calm in your own lives. What a gift. Stick with this, because by the end you'll have some practical ways to start living with this inner peace that no one can take from you. It's yours to own. There's a guy who was really successful by every measure. Owned his own business, had a family, had plenty of money in the bank, no dramas. In sessions he admitted something to me that every morning he'd wake up feeling already anxious. He'd say his chest was even tight before he got out of bed. From outside looking in, his world looked perfect, but inside he was carrying the tensions from decades of pressure from building his business, and he just didn't know how to slow down. He thought peace would come after he'd achieved more, and I think that's the message we men get through our lives. But peace doesn't come after the battle is won, really. Peace is the inner weapon we carry into the battle. Or do we even go into the battle? Maybe we do the battle differently. He learned to pause, he learned to breathe, he learned to stop defining his worth by his constant doing. Everything changed. He was calmer. He had more presence for his wife and his kids. He'd actually sit down and be engaged in the kids' games, not overthinking whatever. And it was the first time he said that he actually felt like himself again when he found these skills. That's the power of inner peace. It's not about escaping life, it's about allowing ourselves to fully show up in it, being present. Not trying to fix it. We don't have to fix everything. Just sometimes we just got to be. Step 1, what are you doing daily? 1 step, create a daily stillness technique. Peace starts in silence. We need at least 5 minutes to 10 minutes where we aren't talking on the phone, scrolling on the phone, performing at work. How often do you just sit in your car and listen to some nice music? Or just do some breathing exercise, some box breathing. This is where we start to reset our nervous system. There's no stillness, there's no peace. the rest and digest, recoveries. Step 2, let go of the battles that aren't really yours. I sometimes think we men are too busy fighting wars in our heads that don't belong. We're chasing approval, validation, someone else's definition of success. Inner peace begins the moment you put down what was never yours to carry. Ask yourself, is the weight of this expectation really worth it, or have I inherited it through growing up? Step 3 is anchoring to our core values. Without our values or our North Star, we can be tossed around in the chaos of the storm, our minds just overthinking, overanalyzing. But when you know what you stand for, honesty, discipline, faith, love, you stop being shaken by every opinion or setback that's in life. Peace comes from alignment, not perfection. It comes from contentment, not striving. These 3 stages, stillness, release, alignment, they build a foundation of calmness within ourselves. Each day, how do you stop? The world ain't going to get any calmer. The demands don't go away. But you get stronger and steadier when you have more peace within yourself. Peace isn't a luxury. It's a survival. It's a beautiful survival. Because when you're calm on the inside, you can handle almost anything on the outside. Start with the 5 minutes of stillness today. And get to work a little bit early and sit in your car, have the heater on. Release a burden that's not yours. Write down your values that you refuse to compromise on, or a gratitude statement. Do that and you notice the storm inside finally starts to settle. You're focusing your mind on your values and your gratitudes. The more we get to know these things change physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If this responded to you, I'd really be grateful if you would share it with a mate. And remember, strength without peace is fragile, but peace within, that's unshakable. What a peaceful gift to finally learn how to begin turning off the overthinking male brain. What a relief to turn that brain off and have peace within. I always like to say peace of heart, peace of mind. And in the East, when they're talking about the mind, they're pointing to the chest. We Westerners point up here. Let go of your battles. Let go of the need for external validation. Come within. Be at peace within yourself. And in that peace, there's contentment, alignment, a softness, but an empowered softness, a strength that's just there. And from that strength, you'll find that life will flow. And the more it flows, the more productive you'll be. And what I mean by flow is just remember those times where did that hour go? Wow. How productive were you in that hour? Start practicing stillness. Start practicing peace within. What a gift to give to yourself. Be gentle and enjoy.